tone between the hip bones, holding the lower back upright. I always sit on the edge of a pillow to help me sit more upright as well. Positioning the hands wherever they're comfortable for you. Breath awareness comes first. After we settle in, you can turn your attention to your breath right at your nostrils. Breathing in cool air, following it all the way down the central channel to the base of the spine. Exhaling right back up and out. A little bit different than usual. Inhale through the nostrils, all the way down to the base of the spine. You could tighten the muscles, the perineum muscles, as if you were stopping the flow of urine. And then gently release the breath up and out. You could layer on the Ujjayi breath by clearing your throat, like I mentioned before. Tapping into the back of the throat with your mind's eye. Completely slowing down the exhale. You might even whisper ah to tap into the back of the throat. And then eventually you'll close your lips. Pretend to whisper ah or fog a mirror. And you'll hear the hollow sound at the back of the throat, the ocean sound. I often exaggerate that hollow sound as I'm tapping into my Ujjayi breath. If it's all too much to think about, simple breath awareness is good enough. Maybe the 3-part breath is better for you. However you choose to focus on your breath, it then becomes a breath-based meditation of sorts. Of course, the mind and sounds will pull us away. High-functioning mind, thoughts, feelings. We're always getting pulled away. It's just a cue to come back, anchoring ourselves by focusing on the breath. If the eyes closed don't feel good, they could be softly open, 1/10 open. If you chose to light a candle, it might be directly in front of your gaze, a downward diagonal, not too close to the body. All of these techniques bring us to simple mindfulness, noticing the breath, gazing at the candle, whatever is good for you. It's here, mindfulness, where I felt myself settling. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. In my one of my first yoga classes long ago, it was during relaxation, when I noticed something of an organizing that was happening from the mind. A settling down, maybe letting go. We notice without trying, being a witness to what's unfolding here. Take a deeper breath in at this point. Maybe you start to move a bit, side to side. If you were sitting cross-legged, you could adjust your seat, massage your knees. Oh, we were there for a while. I'm not sure how long. 9 minutes. That's nice. Take any adjustments, head, neck, shoulders, wrists, ankles. Most of the time I sit cross-legged, but sometimes I sit in Seiza style. Sit however is good for you. In a chair. So Seiza style, I lift my hips a little, maybe even really high. Knees straight out from the ankles. I know some of you really like this posture. The tops of the feet are anchored down. In a chair, your feet would be flat on the floor, knees straight out. We bring our attention back to our form if we left during that 9-minute centering. Seated sun breath. Inhale begins. Movement follows. Exhale. Clearing a space between earth energy and heavenly energy. Take your time here. The movement follows the breath. The arms and the hands, even the fingers, are stretching. The next time the arms and hands are overhead, you might gaze up, draw the palms together, right down the central channel to the heart center. You could even let the thumbs rest on your chest, tipping your fingers away or up, anywhere in between, until your shoulders and you feel comfortable here, steady and comfortable. Centering with this ancient hand mudra, Anjali mudra. Imagining or even feeling a ball of energy between the hands. Fingertips and thumb tips and heels of hands are gently pressing or there might be a slight space between the palms. Imagine it. Look there. Breaths are steady, and you might even create an intention for your class today. One word might pop up. Say it in the present tense. Don't think about it too much. Release. From here, you could transition to a low squat, which some people enjoy, or supported squat. Move a little. You can move the blanket to the side. So everyone, I think, has a favorite pose, but for me, it changes all the time. That's a good thing. We are definitely flexible here, mentally, accepting a different routine week to week. So today, we're just seeing what it feels like, massaging the knees. If you're in a chair, you'll rock forward into the balls of your feet. And our very first posture today is called chair pose or awkward pose. Feet are hip distance. Hips back, pelvis down. I can already feel the muscles in my legs. Maybe the arms come shoulder height. When you exhale, draw the belly towards the back. That tips the tailbone down a little more. Can we stay here for 30 seconds? The arms would only come next to the ears if the shoulders are all right with that. Every exhale, draw the belly towards the back. Subtle tipping of the tailbone opens the lower back. Exhale, slowly fold with bent knees. Keep the knees bent, bow the head. Inhale, bend the knees again. Hips back, tailbone down. Maybe let go, awkward pose. If you're in a chair, you rock into your feet and your hands might even hold the side of the chair seat. Every posture can be done sitting or not. Exhale, fold. If your legs want to straighten, if you want to see what that feels like, go ahead. Bent knees is better for the back. Chair pose again. Hips back, tailbone down. Feel your strong legs wherever you are. Hovering your hips over the chair seat if you're in the chair. Hands close to the seat. Maybe this feels better on your shoulders. Oh, you weren't expecting this. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe you bend one knee, the other. Hip shake. If you're on a chair, your hips are on the seat and you're doing the forward fold to open the back. Another awkward pose, Utkatasana. Woo, hips back, tailbone down. Exhale, the belly draws in. Shoulders and chest are open and broad. Maybe the arms come up. Maybe the arms are back. Downhill skier. Hips back, tailbone down. Can you feel your weight at the front of your heels? You could smile. Adjust your chin so there's room at the back of your neck. No crunching there. Tip the tail, suck the belly in, and then slowly rise up. Ooh, you could stretch your arms side to side. Step out wide. Strong legs, completely thankful for these 2 legs, 2 feet, 2 ankles. Float the arms out. Fingers are stretching. Palms could be straight ahead or up or down, whatever is good for you. Soften the knees and bend them out over the toes. You might adjust your feet a little. Goddess. Relax the shoulders. Knees bend out over the toes. You only bend the knees as much as comfortable for you. Prayer hands maybe. Breathe. If you're in a chair, your legs are just wide and your hips are on the chair. If you're standing, inhale, straighten arms and legs. 5-pointed star, exhale, goddess. Attention at the feet. Knees bending out, tailbone tucking, strengthening the core. Start your inhale, straighten legs and arms. Exhale, goddess, sitting. Prayer hands. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, 5-pointed star. There's no need to rush. Stretch your fingers. Exhale. Knees bend out over the toes. Gentle press of the prayer hands at the heels of the hands and the fingertips, but there's space between the palms. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, arms float down. Soften one knee, step one foot to meet the other. Whew. The eyes could be softly opened or closed. Can you feel your feet, your ankles, your strong shins, supple knees, energy, moving through all the nadis. From here, a side bend. You can stay on the chair if you'd rather. You could be standing, big toe knuckles touching, not necessarily the heels. So we feel strong from the navel center all the way down. The strong hips, legs, float the arms out. You'll see what your shoulders feel like, if both arms can be up or not. Feel your 2 legs strong like one. Even here, the tailbone drops down. Soft knees, but legs look straight. If you need to or want to, left hand to the hip. Reach up with the right. I'm pressing at the left hip and leaning towards the left. Crescent. We all know it's a full moon out there. The crescent had to start first. Inhale, come up. Exhale, opposite side. I'm bringing the right hand to the hip and reaching up and over an imaginary ball with the left arm. We see what it feels like first. Come back to neutral. Some people can hold their hands comfortably overhead, temple. Try the other side. Breathe here. In and up the side body. Come back to neutral. Get long. And then try the other side. Last time. Enjoy it. Feel it. The elbows could even be bent. Top shoulder opens. When you come back to middle this time, separate the feet, separate the hands, and forward fold with soft knees. Lead with the heart. Half lift. And then fold again. Bend the knees forward and curl up slowly, tucking the tail. The arms could float overhead. You might even feel like leaning back. Right back to heart center. Palms together. No need to rush ever. Always coming back to the breath in yoga. Always coming back to Anjali Mudra. We'll do a sun salutation. Half sun salutation. So the hands, you'll inhale, arms come up halfway, hands together, Anjali Mudra. So your hands and arms could float out to the side, but I'm going to show you how mine like going straight up. Inhale starts. Maybe you like the back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Enjoy going slow and steady. Half lift, fold again. Bend the knees forward, curl up, arms to the side or straight ahead. And exhale, hands land at heart center. Start again, inhale. Lean back, if you like it, exhale, forward fold, half lift, fold on an exhale, knees forward, curling up, right back to heart center. Again, start the inhale, movement follows, exhale, half lift. Stay here at the half lift. If you're on the chair, open the heart just like the rest of us. Broaden the chest and shoulders. We're going to bring our right forearm to the right knee. Straighten the left. On the chair, both legs are bent. Inhale, open the left arm. Enjoy that. Exhale, fold. Back to neutral. Inhale, open the heart. Keep the left knee bent. Straighten the right. Open the right arm. So we see what the twist feels like. One breath at a time. Neutral is when you lengthen the back. Right knee bends, left leg straightens. Let's stay here. In the chair, both legs are bent. Maybe you circle your left wrist. You would only look up with a tucked chin if you feel particularly safe in the neck. Slowly close the posture. Neutral. Chest opens, shoulders broaden, left knee bends, right leg straightens. Open the right arm. You might feel a nice little back bend here. Some people look down because it feels more comfortable, others to the side. Some of us can look up with a tucked chin. Slowly come back to neutral. Open the heart, bend the knees forward, then tuck the tail and curl up. Hands to the heart, right back to center. Safe and sound. Ooh, you can drop the arms. We're going to come into a table posture and a high lunge. You can stay on the chair if you want. The rest of us, you can cushion your knees if you need to or want to. There's cement under here. I cushion my knees anyway. So here we are in table. Wherever you are, if you're sitting on the chair, just flex your spine. Think about the first 3 chakras. The tail, a couple inches higher, the sacral chakra, navel center. We've already done a lot, and you probably feel it in your lower back. Those first several awkward poses. Move the way you like to, even the barrel of the body. We're coming into a high lunge. So the right foot comes forward. The blocks can be here in the high position, and the back knee lifts. Using the chair for support is nice, but all 4 legs need to be on the mat. Hopefully you're used to that by now. If you're using the chair, so So here's the high lunge. Knee, front knee tracks over the ankle. Move a little. The back leg is straight and strong. The heel is reaching. Hips are heavy. Sometimes I can use the blocks and feel quite comfortable with the heart open. The shoulders always want to hunch up. We have plenty of time. Hips heavy, heart open. We're going to transition to warrior one. That means the back heel anchors. You might use the chair. Get your feet underneath you. Rise up. Hips and shoulders face the narrow side of the mat. Hands on the hips help with balance. If the back heel can't anchor down, it might be up a little. The back leg looks straight, but there might be a softness in the knee. Even here, the arms could come up, cactus, goalpost, or temple. It depends on your shoulders. It's a peaceful warrior. So we're looking straight ahead. Tailbone tucks here. Belly sucks back to open the lower back and to feel strong. Transitioning to warrior three. So warrior three, we rock into the front leg. It becomes straight. The hands and arms reach up. I have the chair here purposely because warrior three is a balancing posture. We reach up and forward. When I do that, my back toes feel like lifting. I'm steady and strong on the right leg, right big toe pressing. If you're near a wall like me, you could press against it, back leg lifts. You would only go further if you felt completely strong in the core. The back toes might stay on the floor. We're just practicing. It's also a peaceful warrior. The gaze is straight ahead. Maybe one arm reaches opposite the back leg straight and strong. You would only reach the other arm up if you felt particularly steady today. To come out, woo, you'll come into a forward fold. The forward fold might mean sitting back on the chair, knees bent. If you feel like coming into downward dog, you would do it. We all need a back stretch at this point. You could come back to table from wherever you are. You could come into child, puppy dog, any of those to rest the back. At least 3 breaths. Feel the breath in and out. So luckily we have the other side to do. Left foot forward, high lunge starts, back knee lifts. We're just seeing what it feels like today. Hips are heavy. This might be too low. Maybe you do it against a wall with your hands against the wall. You know where we're going now. So high lunge comes first. And then warrior one. The back foot anchors. You can use the chair leaning forward to slowly rise up. You've done this hundreds of times. Your feet could be heel to heel. or wider for more stability. Hips and shoulders face the narrow side of the mat. Drop the tailbone, suck the belly back, and you'll feel strong in the legs from the navel center to the sacral center to the tail tipping down. Once you feel steady, maybe the arms come to the goalpost, heart center, or more. The gaze is still soft, straight ahead, and peaceful. Completely thankful for those strong legs, even if they're wobbling like crazy. Warrior one. Warrior three coming next, the balancing challenge. You can lean forward with or without a chair. Rock into the left leg. Use whatever props you need. The right toes could stay resting until you feel comfortable. Long ago, a teacher taught me that Warrior 3 is all about opening in the lower back. I feel that. And then only if you feel comfortable would you reach up a little more. Left big toe pressing, you would only dip or hinge at the left hip crease if you feel particularly balanced today. Luckily, I have a lot of things close to me, so I can hold on with one finger. The back foot could flex. You know you can come in and out of these postures as many times as you want to or need to. Warrior 3 is also peaceful. Take your time coming out. The back foot comes down, the knees soften. You could come into a forward fold, downward dog, puppy dog, child, or any and all of those. Take your time. Free to breathe through the mouth and the nose with no mask on in our own space. Eventually, we'll all come back to table. Take your time. The scent of this candle is just right. It's not too much, not too little. Always returning to the breath. Resting your head wherever it's comfortable. We've already done quite a lot. Transitioning back to table. Cushioning your knees. We're going to try another balancing challenge here from table. Sunbird. So from here, first of all, broaden your chest and shoulders. Your knees are under your hips. Your hands could be directly, the heels of your hands under the shoulders or a little forward. Tone the belly. Between the hip bones, there's a little tone. Tailbone tips down to open that lower back. Just think about your lower back, free and open. Take a breath in, reach the right leg straight back. Belly has to tone even more to lift the right leg. Maybe you circle your ankle back there, flexing or pointing the right toes, leveling the hips. From here, the balancing challenge means creeping the left fingers and hand forward. Maybe it lifts, maybe not. If you feel like you're losing it in the lower back, you could drop your back foot or your fingers and just continue to practice toning between the hip bones. The balancing challenge When you exhale, you reach a little further, opposite arm to leg. Your gaze is soft, steady, and then release. Woo, hips back. As far as comfortable, you can roll the palms up, resting the wrists. Inhale, back to table. Tone the belly by tipping the tail down and sucking the lower belly up and in. Take a breath in, reach the left leg back. One side is always different. Maybe the left leg lifts a little. Right fingers could creep forward on the floor. Today, more than any other day, I think because we did so many chair poses, in the beginning, I can really feel my lower back. It's good though. It's reminding me to tone between the hip bones, only coming into the true balancing challenge. Left leg and right arm reaching, hovering. Gaze is fixed at a downward diagonal. Flexing or pointing the back toes. Every time you exhale, you reach a little further and the belly sucks up and in. Release. Woo. Hips back, roll the palms up. Oh. Completely rest here. Ah. You could shift your hips to one side or the other. You can cushion your hips on a blanket like I'm doing. We're toning the core big time today. So coming into staff pose looks like this, spreading your butt cheeks. If you're like me, your back is tired already. Bend the knees and just flex the spine. If you choose to sit on a chair, you're sitting a little forward on the chair and just rocking a little forward and back on the sitting bones. Inhaling, exhaling when you round the lower back, belly draws back. Inhale when the collarbones lift. Exhale, chin tuck, shoulders round, belly draws back. Next time you inhale and collarbones are lifted, maybe you let go. You already feel strength and stability at the core of the body, the lower belly and the lower back. If this is too easy for you, lean back a little. And then we find a place between tail and sacrum, a balancing point. Maybe you hold on and hover the feet over the floor. You wouldn't do this if your back is sensitive today. You come to a place where you know you're using your core. To release, you hold on behind the legs, feet come together to touch, open the knees, sit up tall, find alignment, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, and then if you feel like it, you forward fold. Let's try it again. Inhale, come up. Make any adjustments. If you choose to do this on the chair, you could lift one foot, bring the knee towards the chest, the other. Lift the collarbones. Maybe you flex the spine a couple times like we did before. And then you ease yourself back into Navasana, upward bow. Even here, you could smile for sure. Wherever you are is right where you're supposed to be. The heart is open, the throat. Inhale through the nose, Exhale through the nose or the mouth. Slowly transition out. When you come out this time, you could rock a little side to side. You could hold on to shins, ankles. Lift the collarbones. Feel the broad shoulders and chest opening. Your gaze is soft and straight ahead. Take a breath in, reach the crown of the head to the heavens. Exhale, tip one ear towards one shoulder. Inhale the crown through center, nothing else moves. Exhale, opposite ear to shoulder. Again, we inhale, crown reaches up, collarbones lift. Exhale, ear to shoulder. Inhale through center, last time. Ear to shoulder. And then come back to neutral. In the neutral position, you could stay right here in the bound angle. If you're in the chair, the knees are together, squeezing. You could be in staff pose if you're on the ground. We're going to come into a revolved abdomen pose. So from staff pose, the toes are pointed up. My knees are bent a little, as if I was in a chair. You might choose to do this in the chair. Knees squeezing. Left arm comes up, shoulder height. Open the left arm. Keep your gaze straight ahead. The left arm goes back as far as comfortable. Comes to the ground behind you. You can use your hand to lift you up even taller. You could hold the side of the chair. So we're grounded from the hips down. Maybe when you feel comfortable, the gaze could turn over the back shoulder. The back hand helped to start, but if you lift it now, you have to use your core. I felt that big time. I'm not sucking my belly in, but I am toning those muscles. Slowly unwind. Back to neutral. Make any adjustments. We'll try the other side. Whether you're in the chair, on the ground, we bring our attention to our strong legs. That helps tone the core as well. Right arm, shoulder height. Inhale, open the right arm, but keep your gaze forward. The right hand can come behind, close to the hips or far away. You could hold on under your bent knees. Relax the shoulders. Feel the strength and the groundedness of the pose as the abdomen revolves. The right arm could lift shoulder height. You could gaze behind at the palm. The twist comes from above the hips. You could turn your head slowly and mindfully, and then slowly unwind. From here, we're going to roll down. Depending on you, you could put a folded blanket under your head or a rolled blanket under your neck. And depending on your back, you could choose to round the lower back and slowly roll down. With or without help with your hands on the legs, it depends on your belly. Once you're on the floor, bring your knees to your chest and rock a little side to side, even circling the knees. If you choose to stay on the chair, you're sitting, however is comfortable for you, and you could always lean forward on the chair. If you chose to roll down and your knees are still rocking a little side to side, you could open your knees away from each other. Happy baby pose. The soles of the feet face the ceiling. You could hold on underneath your knees, at your calves, your ankles, or if you have monkey arms like me, maybe you can hold on to the outside edge of your feet, even the inside edge. Rock a little side to side as if you're having your diaper changed, you're happy in your crib. Woo. From here, another twist might be in order for you. On the floor, you could do a single knee down twist, holding one knee, tucking your shoulders down, extending the opposite leg, and bring the bent knee across the body. Keep the heart open. Adjust your gaze, maybe toward the bent knee, straight up. Only look away from the bent knee if your neck is comfortable with that. Never forcing in the neck, steady and comfortable. Another breath wherever you are. If you did the single knee down twist, of course you would do it on the other side, but we first come back to neutral, 2 knees to the chest, organizing the hips, and then bring the opposite knee up and in. At your own pace, this bent knee goes across the body. What I forgot to say last time was you could rest the bent knee on a surface, for instance, a pillow, a block. The heart is open wherever you are. Take your time here. Coming back to neutral. And if you choose to do relaxation on the floor, the legs could be straight or bent. If the legs choose to be bent, the feet are wide, knees fall towards each other. Wiggling into a comfortable place for relaxation. Make sure you're warm. If laying on the back is not comfortable in your space, you could lay on your side, your belly. You could come back to the chair. Take your time here. If you choose to sit up, and you're still wiggling into relaxation, if you have a candle, you could gaze at the candle, downward gaze. The eyes might eventually close. We're not trying to make anything happen here. We're letting go of physical after all that work we did. Your body wants to rest, your physical body. The strong muscles of the legs, the hips, the shoulders. Resting and receiving what we've done so far. Just like in the beginning of class, If the mind is really busy, return to your breath for comfort. Maybe you feel the letting go or the melting down. Every time you breathe in, let the wind of your breath flow through all those muscle fibers. Imagining or picturing a bed sheet on a clothesline blowing in the wind of your own breath getting between the fibers, just like the sheet on the clothesline. When we practice yoga, we use the breath and the postures to create space in the physical body. And then at this point in class, the hope is the mind will follow. Letting go here, melting, opening. The breath is coming and going naturally without even asking it to. Awake and relaxed, connected to your true self. It's a sacred place. Just take a moment or two to think about anything you might have done last year that brought joy to you, to your true self. Maybe you went on a trip. Maybe you organized a drawer. Maybe you cooked more food for yourself or moved to a new place. Don't think about it too much. Can you feel the joy inside? Most of the time, negative thoughts pop up in the head. 5 to 1 is what I read. It's not easy to remember joy. It's there though. So here we are in the present moment. Can you feel joy right here from your heart center outward? Joy and happiness. Sometimes just this moment in time, it's really all we need. But of course the mind is high functioning. Maybe you want to think about the year to come. What do you want to do? 1, 2, or 3 things, possibly, in the future that will bring you joy, that will make you feel happy, whole, comfortable. I know someone who loves to organize and dust, and that brings her joy. You might have turned your nose up at that, just the thought of it. For all of us, it's different. Take a deeper breath in here. And when you exhale, maybe you sigh. If you haven't brought movement back into the form, your physical form, go slowly, come back the way you like to, a breath at a time. Eventually, at your own pace, you'll come to an upright position. I moved this nicely fragrant candle right in front of me. I'm going to read you a short meditation so you can see I'm at the end of this book that I bought at a yard sale long ago. They're called daily meditations. I'll show you the name of the book. It's called The Soul's Companion by Tion Dayton, Connecting with the Soul Through Daily Meditations. Luckily, I have you to read to week, although it is on my counter. So on December 30th, from this book, it's titled, you could close your eyes. Make sure you're comfortable. It's titled A Sacred Place. I will keep a sacred place in my life and in my day. I will hold out time to be, time to allow my soul to emerge into the now, into my world and my life. As good as I may be at understanding or thinking about soul, my life will only transform with direct experience. When I give myself quiet time, I am inviting soul's energy to manifest in my day. This is how I will come to understand the true meaning of soul, not through thinking, but through being, not through chasing, but through sitting. I enter the discipline of soul awareness. Just hovering over yourself for another breath or two or three. You could always exhale the ah sound, the cleansing breath, just like we do in the beginning, to center. So here we are, centered back in ourselves, our space. Draw the palms together at the heart center. Anjali Mudra. Breathe in and out. Feel the rise of the chest under the thumbs. Exhale the ah sound again if you want to. One more deep breath in and up. Bring the thumbs to the third eye point. Exhale, bow to yourself first. Completely thankful you brought yourself to yoga. Inhale, rise up, hands to the heart. Namaste.